A very good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the weekly roundup news edition of the Lunchtime News. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and without further ado, let's get straight into the news that made headlines within this week. To start off, the Minister for Internal Affairs, Major General Kahinda Otafire, has urged political parties to focus on constructive engagement rather than on actions that could lead to violence this forthcoming elections. He was speaking at the signing of the Pledge Summit, which saw leaders from different political parties, interreligious institutions, ambassadors to Uganda from different countries, and other dignitaries here in Kampala. Now, this signing ceremony was of the National Peace Pledge Summit and is to commit to peaceful, fair and transparent 2026 general elections. Let's have a look.
In the lead up to Uganda's 2026 elections, politicians and various dignitaries gathered for a summit in Kampala to sign a national peace pledge. This peace pledge is aimed to ensuring peaceful, fair and transparent election process. The Minister for Internal Affairs, Honorable Kahinda Otafire, urged political parties to focus on dialogue and constructive engagement rather than actions that could lead to violence. He called on political parties to advocate for peace during this pivotal election period.
Some people have started thinking and have taken the initiative to bring you together for dialogue. And dialogue is the way to go.
Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, echoed this statement, urging all political parties to choose dialogue over violence to ensure a stable Uganda.
I hope today we are going to do the things that are contrary to what we have been used to. We are used to abusing our opponents. We are used to not respecting those we disagree with. We witnessed it here. Let us not deny it. But something inside us must summon us to do the things that we have not been used to doing. As the firstborn among political parties, the Democratic Party has a duty to lead the way.
The summit saw participation from leaders across political divides, religious institutions, and international ambassadors to Uganda, united in their commitment to peace.
In the United States, as we approach our own election in the coming days, we ourselves are very mindful of the importance of peaceful discourse. This peace pledge today is a step in the right direction here in Uganda. It is a starting point in the journey for a peaceful and non-violent electoral process.
We repent of our sins. From today going forward, we are going to sign for peace. We are going to talk for peace.
The pledge signing led by the Interreligious Council of Uganda emphasized the importance of a transparent and fair election. The Council Chair, Joseph Serada, expressed the need for a collaborative approach with the Human Rights Commission and the Uganda Electoral Commission.
We are preparing to go to the polls to elect a president, members of parliament, and local council leaders. The National Peace Pledge that we will sign today is part of our efforts to ensure peaceful elections.
With representatives from political parties like the National Resistance Movement and the National Unity Platform, Uganda's leaders pledged to stand firm against violence and work towards a peaceful election process.
NRM have been victims of violence, and that is why we are coming to commit ourselves to sign this peace pledge.
We would like this to end, that peace should not just be about the indelible marks. It should be in practice.
However, the Forum for Democratic Party declined signing this peace pledge, calling it a time waste.
We are not signing for now is this. Point number 4 is the peace pledge has no guarantor to ensure its effective implementation.
The Uganda Electoral Commission emphasized its commitment to transparent polling stations and updated voter register in ensuring that all qualified candidates can stand for election.
We shall display all the polling stations all the electoral areas in a very transparent manner. And whoever has complaints on any of this process, we shall listen to the complaint.
Another thing, the catalyst for peace reflects a shared hope for a fair, free, and violence-free election. Justine Nakami, UBC News.
The former Chisoro woman member of parliament, Rose Kabajenyi, has emerged victorious in the Chisoro NRM flag bearer by-election. She managed to garner 39,941 votes, narrowly surpassing her closest competitor, Grace Ngabirano Akifeza, who garnered 39,197 votes. Now, this race included 8 candidates vying for the NRM nomination, with Irene Mohire and Fancy Brenda trailing significantly, receiving 1,729 votes and 1,593 votes respectively. We have a detailed report on this.
The chairperson of the NRM Electoral Commission, Dr. Tango Doi, has commended Kisoro Woman MP NRM flag bearers by-election as one of the most peaceful primaries in the district's history, noting the exemplary conduct of voters and security personnel.
So my defense would be this election was fair and fair.
Former Kisoro Woman Member of Parliament Rose Kabajenyi won the election that attracted 8 contestants. However, Achifeza raised concerns about illegal electoral malpractice, claiming vote rigging and intimidation. She has indicated a willingness to seek legal redress or potentially run as an independent candidate in the general election scheduled for November 14th, 2024.
Yes, I'm not taking the results. I'm not acting yet because there were a lot of irregularities. My polling agents were really harassed in some cases. Some forms were never brought back. So we have to look into the whole thing and recount.
Kabajenyi now faces the challenge of unifying party members following a divisive primary season. The political environment in Chisoro remains intricate, shaped by past tensions and the rising presence of independent candidates, although the NRM continues to remain a stronghold in the region. This election was necessitated by the passing of Sarah Mateke Nyirabashitsi, the former Chisoro Woman MP and State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, in early September.
And more news from this week. Uganda Telecommunications Corporation Limited this Friday received a new lease of life following the signing of an agreement between the government of Uganda and the Rowad Capital Commercial, a company based in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. This event was witnessed by the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, at State House in Entebbe. We have more details on this report.
We have entered into as the government of Uganda and our new partner, Rowad Capital Commercial, who are going to work with us to run UTL or UTCL. As we know, we have been running UTCL as a government-owned telecommunications company where the 2 shareholders are the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance. And the UTL or UTCL, as we now know it, has had challenges, and we've been sourcing for a partner whom we can work with, who can inject in financial resources, and then we rejuvenate the company and put life back into the company in order for it to grow into a strong and viable telecommunication company. So Rowad, a company which is based in the Middle East, is now going to work with us. We have agreed to give them 60% shareholding and the government shall hold 40% shares, and they will inject in resources, and then we bring new life to UTCL, which will run as a government telecommunications company, but in partnership with ROWAD. And would want to appreciate the presence of ROWAD. And just a few minutes ago, we are signing, myself as Minister of ICT and National Guidance, as well as the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, signing on behalf of the government of Uganda as shareholders, and then our new friends, ROWAD, also signing on their part. So this is the ceremony that we have just been witnessing, and going forward, we should be able to see a strong UTCL running as a vibrant telecommunications company that will give high quality services to Ugandans and the people beyond. I would like to express appreciation to our President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who has worked hard to see that we bring new life in UTL, because he has passion for the telecommunications sector like many other sectors, and he has been personally involved in ensuring that this partnership to reality, and we want to appreciate, and that's why he was physically present at the signing, and he looks forward to see a vibrant telecommunications sector under this new arrangement of UTCL working with our friends ROWAD. We thank him and we register our appreciation.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I am very happy today. We are here in State House. We met His Excellency President Museveni and His Excellency Minister of IC and all the government, Attorney General Office. And now after 5 years working in this beautiful company, UTCL, we conclude today and we sign. And the President worked very hard with us physically today to place us and be a witness in this contract. And also we thank all the government for all the support they gave us. And today is the historic day actually in Uganda that this company starts to work from today. And also the incentive that His Excellency gave to us. Thank you very much to managing the backbone of the government and to be part of that backbone. We are happy and we're gonna invest in more projects in Uganda as we promised. Uganda is our second home and we love all people in Uganda.
Now, the Director of Communications and Public Affairs, Chris Obori of Parliament, Chris Obori, this week criticized the viral video which put the Speaker of Parliament in a compromising position of tribalism, saying that the video was a computer-generated AI video to score political goals. Now, this follows the controversial National Coffee Amendment Bill, which is in the offing. The Buganda caucus in Parliament, led by Butambala County Member of Parliament Mwanga Chivumbi, complained about the content in this video. Let's have a look.
Transition to...
During the controversial National Coffee Amendment Bill 2024 debate, 77 members lost to the majority 159 MPs who supported the second reading of the bill. The controversy entails the future of the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, UCDA, which a section of the MPs want to remain independent of the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. Some MPs echoed the contribution of coffee to the central region, especially Buganda, asking that UCDA maintains the journey to regulate the quality of coffee in Uganda.
You know the curse you are creating for your family. You know what coffee means to most of our families. Why are you serving one person instead of the whole country? You mean you don't know? You mean you don't know what you are doing? We know that you are serving poison, pretending that you are giving us good food. I strongly deviate from what you're trying to bring to this house. I beg to submit.
After the session, a video claimed to be of Speaker of Parliament guiding the clerk not to allow the votes to be dominated by the Waganda went viral on social media.
Huh? Yeah, we do. We have the number. We do. We shall test it. What about because already this side about 80 people who have voted May. So and this was about 130. Then better make sure that those
The Buganda caucus in Parliament have criticized the video.
To legislate with the intention to weaken a particular tribe or a community, by that very action, nullifies this law.
Butambala County MP Mwanga Chivumbi still insists that the National Coffee Amendment Bill be withdrawn.
Because its intentions are intended to target a particular community in Uganda.
Police at Parliament arrested 2 people who tried to protest against the said viral video, demanding that the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, apologizes. However, the Director of Communication at Parliament, Chris Obore, has released a statement criticizing the social media video. Obore asserts that the video is computer-generated. Obore's letter reads as follows. There is a video circulating online of the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament consulting with the clerk at table off the microphone on the National Coffee Amendment Bill 2024. The video does not capture what she said fully, and some people are attempting to complete her sentences based on their own biases. That characterization is rejected as a poor attempt at using artificial intelligence to score political goals. A section of honourable members of Parliament had alleged that the National Coffee Amendment Bill 2024 is poison served by government to the people of Buganda. The Speaker urged honourable members not to attach tribal sentiments to the National Coffee Amendment Bill 2024 and cited other areas like Bugisu, where coffee is the main cash crop. Therefore, the bill should not be seen as targeting a specific region. She tasked the government chief whip not to allow tribal sentiments to obscure the general intent of the bill. The Speaker enjoys an intentional and respectful relationship with the people and the leadership of Buganda, which is why an hour before the sitting, she met and consulted with the Buganda Parliamentary Caucus on the bill. She urges honourable members to debate and mobilize for all against the bill. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.
And still from this week, the State Minister for Luero Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, is distributing 1,450 iron sheets to schools, markets, health centers, and civilians who are veterans in the Luero district. Among the beneficiaries include Balichechusa Market, Chenje Market, St. Jude Galikwoleka Primary School, and Kasana Umea, among other beneficiaries. More details in this report.
The Minister for Luero Rwenzori Portfolio, Alice Kaboyo, has donated iron sheets to institutions and civilian veterans in Luero district. The donations followed several requests of aid to her office from different groups across the district. Among the beneficiaries that received the donation include Balichejusa Market that received 200 iron sheets, Chenje Market, St. Jude Galikwoleka Primary School, Kasana Umea, and civilian veterans, among others.
All those people have been operating in the open, and that contaminates what they are selling and so on. But now they are going to roof their building.
While delivering the donation to the beneficiaries, Minister Kaboyo noted that government is committed to its cause of timely service delivery and improvement of livelihoods. This is not limited to improvement of education facilities for learners and health services.
Use that to get out of poverty. So the micro projects, the small money we give them is for them to add to what they are doing so that they can do better.
Some of the beneficiaries applauded the minister for her continued support to the region.
Honorable Minister, he has promised us last time to give us iron sheets. But now the iron sheets we have received them. We have received the 200.
We thank the Minister, Honorable Kaboyo, for this initiative when she has delivered the iron sheets to reef our market, which has been a very big hindrance in the businesses of these traders.
We have been challenged with a few classrooms, yet this is a primary school with 7 classes. But we had 6 classrooms whereby some learners were sharing one class.
On the same note, the minister also officiated at an event where the needy Muslim families received cattle and goods from Direct Aid Uganda.
Actually, we have started this program long time back. We came to this village some months back to make our survey for the families, to try to select the deserved families.
Each family, they're going to receive 5 goats.
The 1,450 iron sheets are part of the total 3,472 iron sheets that were procured during the financial year 2023-2024 for distribution to vulnerable institutions and civilian veterans in the districts that form Luwero Rwenzori region. Susan Naong and Andrew Sebira reporting for ABC TV.
And furthermore, the government has announced significant progress in addressing the floating island that has intensified tensions among road users traveling to and from the West Nile region. This floating mass poses a risk of permanently damaging the over 65-year-old bridge, which is crucial for regional connectivity. During an inspection of the bridge,
the Pakwach Bridge serves as a vital gateway into the west from other parts of Uganda and provides easy access to Democratic Republic of Congo and South Sudan. However, the bridge has been threatened by the encroaching floating island, which poses the risk of significant structure damage. The Uganda National Roads Authority has been actively working to mitigate the risks associated with the floating island, which not only threatens the bridge but could also sever West Nile from the rest of Uganda. John Bosco Sejemba, Director of Roads Infrastructure Protection at UNRWA, stated that the ongoing clearing efforts demonstrated by UNRWA has made progress in reducing the threat posed by the floating island.
Floating vegetation. Ekirachi machine kyetukozesa is an excavator. Naye excavator ate tulina ogituuza ku kidyeri esobola okukola ki esobola okusika kino ekizinga. So ebimu ku byuma gavumenti byekozesa okusobozesa okukola emirimu gyayo.
Minister Ichori emphasized that the government is utilizing a specialized aquatic drigger capable of dismantling the island and moving it away from the bridge. He expressed optimism that remaining tasks will be completed effectively.
Has effectively defeated what would have amounted to an emergency. The floating vegetation is still there, as you can see, but to a great extent, this amphibian excavator has been able to break the island, to break the floating island in 2 pieces that enable it to float across.
This initiative coincides with the government's plan to construct a permanent multi-purpose bridge. Minister Ichweru announced that the China Communication Construction Company has been selected as the prospective investor for the design and construction of both a modern multi-purpose bridge and a temporary steel bridge.
And that's why I have come with my friends from CCC. His Excellency the President had given them some request, some time, to see if they can work on this bridge, a new bridge, to cause a new bridge, but a new bridge that has an alignment that allows vehicles to pass like this one, and also the train that we are reviving.
And for the permanent solution, we propose a new bridge for the other location from there to there. And after that, the permanent bridge construct, I think this thing will not happen again.
The Pakwach Bridge is essential for commerce in the West Nile and Acholi sub-regions and has the potential to foster tourism opportunities in the area.
Design y'olutindo olunene ejja kuba esobola okutambuza emmotoka, esobola kutambuza egaali y'omukka, ate esobola wansi design ejja kubeera nti n'emmeeri esobola kuyita wansi esobola okutambuza abasaabaze.
So we expect more things to come. That's why we request that as they come up with a new design, you take care of what our officers from UNRWA have mentioned.
Still from this week, the State Minister for Environment, Beatrice Anyoa, has called for more involvement in cultural and educational institutions in the fight against environmental degradation. While officiating at the Laudato Si Symposium 2024, Minister Anyoa noted that linking such institutions will play a big role in the environmental conservation agenda.
Laudato Si is an initiative started by the Komboni missionaries with an aim of conserving the environment through God's ministry. Started in 2023 in Uganda, Laudato Si has been using different platforms to educate people about diverse effects of human activities on the environment and advantages of conservation.
As a church, we think that the role to protect the environment is not only the work of government to advocate for it, but our Pope Francis invites us and all people that the earth is our mother earth and all of us have the responsibility to protect it.
During the 2024 Laudato Si Symposium, emphasis was put on the fight against negative human actions on the environment that have led to increased destruction of the planet.
A lot of destruction going on due to human activities. We have seen deforestation, we have seen air and water pollution taking place. The sub-theme that we have is waste management is our collective responsibility. That's what we are focusing on today.
The 2024 symposium in commemoration of Laudato Si 2024 was held under the theme To Hope and Act with Creation, Waste Management, Our Collective Responsibility. The symposium started with a holy service led by the Bishop Emeritus of Kotido Diocese, Right Reverend Felipe. Bishop Emeritus asked believers to act positively to support regeneration of the planet rather than lead to its decay. The chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Climate Change, Lawrence Biyika Songa, said competition for resources, poor waste management and high deforestation are worryingly affecting the environment.
The trees that are giving us oxygen, and for us we give little minute quantity of carbon dioxide to these trees. So we are saying now we need to protect this life-supporting system.
The State Minister for Environment, Beatrice Anyoa, called for more involvement of religious blocs, cultural and educational institutions in the fight against environmental degradation.
Environmental awareness and conservation being incorporated in our belief. It should not be only the Catholic Church, which I'm here. It should be in all the religious denominations so that they talk to the heart. It has already been in the cultural institutions.
The symposium brought together different members of the Komboni ministry, including students.
Bottles have done more harm than damage, so we have collected them and recycled them to make pavers.
It discovered that whatever we do in life, it hinders the earth. It hinders the earth from producing its offsprings, the way we cut down trees.
Chapter 1 of the encyclical letter Laudato Si summarizes the scope of the current problem related to the environment, with issues that include pollution, climate change, water scarcity, loss of biodiversity, and global inequality. Susan Naonga reporting for ABC TV.
Uganda has in the past reported some climax issues of climate change effects now, sometimes leading to unpredictable climatic events, including mudslides and landslides that lead to the loss of lives and property, especially those living in mountainous areas. At the same time, those in lowlands also experience floods and, among others, caused by climate change due to human practices like deforestation and bush burning. The good news now is that many efforts are being made to reduce this damage. Let's have a look at what our reporters have.
Rising water levels have become a concern. Displaced families are threatening their homes and livelihoods. The impact is being felt across the region as communities grapple with the loss of property and the challenges of relocation. Environmentalists have called for concerted efforts by government and oil drilling companies to make deliberate efforts in restoring ecosystems affected during the ongoing infrastructure developments in the Albertine Graben. Dr. Peter Babenda from Environment for Development Initiative says the continued encroachment on wetlands and other ecosystems along the lake shores have partly caused the increasing water levels being witnessed at Lake Albert and Lake Victoria.
I must tell you that most of the rising water that you see there come as the result of the rising water of Lake Victoria through River Nile, the Albert Nile. That's where most of water is coming from. And the rising water is as a consequence of a number of factors. One, the activities that we are doing near our water bodies. We are not respecting the buffer zones. We find park cultivating up to the water. So what happens is that when the rain comes, all soil goes into the lake, causing what we call soil solidification. So you have a lot of soil which makes the lake to become shallow, and as a result there will be water flow, and this water flow, that's how it has come up.
Because if you have the buffer and it rains heavily, it would mean that these wetlands would hold the water. But now if everything is cleared, it will imply that whatever comes, whether it is in the form of runoff, whether it is in the form of the rains themselves, it will just end up in the water bodies.
This urgent call to action was echoed during the inclusive green economy training for senior public servants. Environmentalists also called for policymakers to reduce the cost of electricity and other clean energy sources, particularly in rural areas where communities rely heavily on biomass for their energy needs.
It of course has the key role to play through the relevant ministries. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development is coming up with so many initiatives. We pray that they are given money by the Ministry of Finance to ensure that these initiatives are implemented. For example, they increase the connection of rural areas, connectivity of rural areas. Issues to do with availing, like they wanted to talk of distribution of LPG cylinders.
As the country prepares for National Development Plan 4, environmentalists are optimistic that the government will include climate financing and greening agenda to fight the ever-changing tough climatic conditions.
We already have the Green Growth Development Strategy, which has key actions. Although it was initiated a long time before the trainings we've had under Inclusive Green Economy, it is the main document that we front as the guide for the achievement of green growth in the country.
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
We do beg your pardon. That was a story where environmentalists were calling for concerted efforts by government and oil drilling companies to make deliberate efforts on restoring ecosystems affected during the ongoing infrastructure development in the Albertine Graben. Now, Uganda has in the past experienced a lot of climate change, sometimes leading to unpredictable calamities, including mudslides and landslides that lead to loss of lives and property, especially those living in mountainous areas. At the same time, those on lowlands experience floods, among others, caused by climate change due to human practices like deforestation and bush burning. But the good news is that now many of those efforts being made have started to reduce the damage.
In Kyamuhunga Bushenyi district, where there are more than 60 factories, the area is experiencing a lot of carbon emissions, which are dangerous to the community. From this background, a non-government organization called a Citizen Action for Vulnerable and Environment, CAVE, has been launched to mitigate the worries through sensitizing the community to plant trees. The launch registered more than 500 trees planted, although the target is to plant about 1 million trees in Kyamuhunga and Greater Bushenyi districts. David Muhwezi, who is the chairperson of Citizen Action for Vulnerable and Environment, says Kyamuhunga has faced a challenge of climate change due to many factories and advises every citizen to take action and save the environment.
We have faced a very serious problem of climate change occasioned by hailstorms and to prolonged droughts. We have really decided to do this organization to assist our environment so that we can mitigate the effects of climate change. We have got the carbon emissions from factories because we are surrounded with 5 factories and we are really vulnerable to carbon emissions. We also call upon all the stakeholders to ensure that we are facilitated to plant more trees to augment the government programs of keeping the environment clean.
The tree planting campaign in Kyamuhunga is to be achieved with several partners, but notably schools.
We have been launching the planting of trees in Kyamuhunga Town Council and cleaning the whole of Kyamuhunga Town Council. We promised to do this exercise to the whole of Bushenyi district.
And today we have joined hands with the cave to plant trees to protect our environment from the carbon emissions from different factories, e.g. Igara, and so many others. So we are picking plastics in our environment, the rubbish and so on, so that our environment can look good and so that it can help us to protect ourselves from any diseases and pollution of the environment.
The Bishop of Central Busoga Diocese, the Right Reverend Patrick Wakula, has a rally as they head into their final examinations. The Bishop was dedicating students at Buckley High School in Jinja, and he assured students that if they put their faith in God, he can never let them down.
So I just urge all the people, the teachers, and the parents to be vigilant and arrest, invite police, pick that one who is thinking, saying he has examination, so he can tell us where he got the examination.
It's an academic battle for us that all of us we are engaged equally in the presence of our Father. So when we trust God, we are saying, can you come and take over, hallelujah? Can you be in charge of my life?
And for what you have been to them and us, for all the wisdom you have shared with us, for the encouragement you have given us. Dear guardians and parents, I want to tell you, this school wouldn't be what it is today if you hadn't stood with us over time. But allow me to inform you that education is a shared responsibility, and without your steadfast support, none of this would have been possible. You have stood by your children every step of the way, and for that, we are truly grateful. Now, as your children prepare to sit for their exams, we continue to ask you to instruct them in ways that will make them better individuals. Your role in shaping their future is invaluable, and together we will guide them towards a brighter future.
And more from this week, the District Education Officer, Iganga District, has also warned students against examinations malpractices. This comes as students and pupils of different schools are into their final examinations. At Iganga Boys Boarding School, during the confirmation, students were encouraged to maintain the highest level of discipline. Let's have a look.
All the people, the teachers, and the parents to be vigilant and arrest, invite police, pick that one who is thinking, saying he has examination, so he can tell us where he got the examination. So guard against malpractice, let our children be presented, let them use their heads to answer the questions that are not new.
A lot of development here, we say thank you for utilizing the small money you have. Let me hope Equity Bank is here. Equity Bank is in partnership with the Church of Uganda. Our schools and teachers, you can easily access those roads by a Colorado. Thank you for bringing a united team by purpose and mission. A united team not by skin color, by tribes, it will cause internal bickerings. To build our learners holistically, we are considering co-curricular activities as a serious venture. And our emphasis is on music, dance and drama. You have witnessed this. Ball games, Scouts, Red Cross, and brass band.
Religious leaders from different Christian denominations have tipped on grassroots advocacy principles and skills. The religious leaders who convened in their numbers here in Kampala for advocacy training were strongly asked to unite to effectively advocate for the rights of those most vulnerable in society. More details in this report.
The training, organized by Uganda Joint Christian Council and Stretch for Hope Uganda, was majorly attended by religious leaders from the Catholic faith, Anglican, Orthodox and Pentecostals.
Can speak for those who cannot speak.
They were warned against silence when need arises for advocacy.
Proverbs 31:8. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. That is a God-given mandate to speak up for those different categories from each of our areas of influence.
In her presentation, Sister Juliet Nakabuye from Uganda Matters University said there are emerging threats against the church that Christian advocates should pay much attention to.
In all our faiths, in our different faiths, we all have points of vulnerability. That when you sit, we are the minority in this Christian faith, so we are vulnerable. We all have our points of vulnerability where we have to exercise advocacy.
The proposed Marriage Bill 2024 has been cited as one of the emerging threats for the church.
The Marriage Bill 2024. When you look at the clauses, some of them, I just brought out a few that are against Christianity, but they are not exhaustive. Clause 4 says it defines a civil marriage as potentially polygamous. Can you imagine?
When a discussion on the proposed regulation of faith-based organizations came up, the religious leaders who turned up for this training had divergent views.
It's of a very different dimension, and any direction, towards regulating matters of faith is going to end up in suppressing what?
I think faith in this country needs to be regulated. I'm one of those who's on record saying we need to regulate faith in this country. I think there are many shrines right now which are churches.
When Jesus was in his mission by then, he went on the lake shore and he picked up different men who were fishing, like the Peters, the James, and he told them, follow me.
About 84% of Uganda's population is Christian, and according to the religious leaders who turned up for this training, this is an opportunity for them to unite and speak with one voice against emerging threats that may erode Christian values. Diano Olwen Peters, UBC News in Kampala.
The Rotary District Governor, District 9213 Ann Nkutu, has rallied the Rotarians to spearhead environmental conservation initiatives in their communities of operation. Ann Nkutu was officiating at the tree planting activity of Rotary Club of Matuga at St. Jude Chiriagonja Primary School and emphasized the significance of engaging young people in afforestation.
The Rotary Club of Matuga is collaborating with the community to restore green cover. The club has initiated a project in schools aimed at planting fruit trees to provide essential nutrients to school children.
Call this the St. Jude avocado tree.
You know that these are multi-purpose. They are going to provide the fruits for the learners, for the staff, for the members of this community, of the school. They will not only eat the fruits, but we know the nutrients that we get from them. It will boost their immunity, it is going to protect the environment, but also being long-lasting. And it's a sign that fruits should keep coming.
The tree planting activity at St. Jude Chiriagonja Primary School was officially launched by Rotary District Governor Ann Kutu of District 9213, who encouraged Rotarians to prioritize environmental conservation.
Recognize that the environment is at the heart of everything that we do. If we do not protect the environment and we all perish because we haven't protected the environment, then we can't do health, we can't do economic development, we can't do education.
Nkutu emphasized the importance of involving youth in this initiative to create a lasting multiplier effect.
The purpose of working with these school children is to be able to nurture environment stewards. We want the children from an early age to have a love and respect for the environment, so that as they grow up, they are the people who are going to protect and conserve the environment.
The Rotary Club of Matuga aims to drive social change in the community through collaborative efforts with social leaders and opinion shapers focusing on environment, health and hygiene.
Celebration to honor its primary 7 candidates who are about to sit their primary leaving examinations. The school also marked its commitment to a competence-based curriculum. More details in this report.
Competence-based curriculum emphasizes skills development, critical thinking, creativity, and practical knowledge, shifting focus from memorization to mastery. At the event, pupils exhibited projects demonstrating their understanding of real-life applications in science, technology, and social studies, reinforcing the CBC's hands-on learning approach.
To ensure that this begins right from primary, and as Ebenezer we are set, we've gotten trained teachers and we've gone through this on how the competence-based curriculum is going to operate. As we talk now, we are ready and we have already started. We are equipping children to know, to understand, to discover, to experiment. It's not about head knowledge, but how can this child use the knowledge available and do something? Can these children be able to apply what has been learned in class into practice?
With national exams fast approaching, the focus at Ebenezer is on learner readiness, not just for passing exams, but for contributing meaningfully to society. Educators highlighted how the curriculum nurtures self-directed learners, equipping pupils with 21st century skills like problem-solving, communication, and adaptability.
These children have been taught, have been taken through all the necessary steps as required by UNAID. So I want to thank the parents. I want to thank the children themselves for being for being so committed to learning. Yes, we've had a lot to do with discipline. Children missed a lot. The parents were not there at home. We have children from other countries which have been affected by war. But I'm telling you, as a team, we have done guidance and counseling. We've sat with these children. We've tried to show who they are and to believe in themselves.
To further prepare students mentally and spiritually for the primary leaving examinations, the event concluded with a dedication service. In prayer, the committee sought divine guidance and success for the learners, emphasizing that competence goes hand in hand with character and faith. Sandra Kahunde, Robert Katamba, News Tonight.
Stop breathing. To be a winner, you must breathe only when necessary. Breathing is for losers. What is that? Did I give you permission to sweat? You can sweat in your free time. Push the arms straight. Winning is hard.
But with MTN Momo, it's easy. Simply pay or shop with Momo for a chance to win mobile money every day. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Billions is easy, no. Wangula de power, gola ni lokumo. Billions is easy, no. Wangula de power, gola ni lokumo. Tuliko groundi, Plascon, paint and win. Yes, yeah, Plascon paint and win. Tuliko groundi. Chicho, buy paint worth 100K. Get a scratch card. SMS the code to 71197. Stand a chance to win instant airtime, 1 million shillings bully day there, or a share of a 3 million shillings jackpot each week. What do you want the brand new bodas, tuk-tuks, and so much more? Catch the paint and win action every Monday on Bukede One, NBS, and Sanyuka TV. Plascon, color your world.
Honorable Fred Biamukama, Minister of State for Works and Transport in charge of transport, invites you to the launch of the 4-acre model campaign in the Greater Chibale District's Bunyoro sub-region. The event will take place at Chikwaya Primary School Playground, Kakumiro District on November 15th, 2024, starting at 10 a.m. and will be graced by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni. All residents, civil servants and the leaders from the districts that make up Greater Chibale, Kakumiro, Chibale, Kagadi, Chikube and neighboring areas are encouraged to attend in large numbers. This initiative, led by the President, aims to bring ordinary people into the money economy by showcasing farmers who have succeeded in the 1-acre model, 2-acre model, 3-acre model and 4-acre model. Join local leaders and residents in learning how small land can be used to enhance food security and socio-economic growth. Don't miss this opportunity to witness the transformative impact on local communities.
To be a winner, it requires that you exceed all the limits of mankind and womankind. But when you play with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN and pay. Congratulations, easy! Your stomach is full and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Welcome back. You're still watching the weekly news roundup edition of the UBC Lunchtime News. Many companies won quality awards from Kampala City Traders Association, aiming at recognizing achievements of businesses and government agencies that have impacted Uganda's business sector. More details in this report.
The management of Kasita said their purpose of this quality award is to encourage providers to come up with quality products which can attract buyers.
The purpose of this special awards is to recognize the companies which have excelled, and basing on the feedback from the traders, the consumers and the general public, because majority of Ugandans were availed chance to vote.
They also appealed to traders to promote quality and also advised Ugandans to avoid cheap products on the market.
So I appeal to Ugandans, let us support the companies which have excelled in this engagement, in these awards. That's quality. And as traders, we need to promote quality. As Ugandans appeal to, let us avoid cheap things. At times, cheap things are expensive. So as Kasita, we are so honored.
Salongo Gideon Chirumira, one of the award winners, together with other companies, hailed Kasita for emphasizing quality within the business community.
And I'm a businessman in Kampala. I'm happy to be here at Kasita Quality Awards. As an honor to have this award. Thank you, Kasita. Thank you for promoting quality in the business community of Kampala. They continue to work hard and keep the family's flag up. We're a business family. And as you can see, I'm trained by the best. So
we are so excited to win another award in this, the Kasita Quality Awards. We are so excited. We want to thank our voters. We want to thank our consumers. We say we are committed to innovation. So thank you. thank you on behalf of Movit. We want to say thank you for believing in us, for trusting us. We are the Ugandan most trusted brand that brings you the best quality products in beauty and personal care.
I come from GT Expert Security group of company. We started GT security companies to assist our people, to help our people, to help into security. That's why Kasita chose us today to handle security purposes. Now,
call upon the citizens of Uganda. We came to give you the good security for keeping minds of the people.
Kasita is a business support association in Uganda established and registered in 2001 with an aim to facilitate trade, bring together the business community and social sustainable marketplace.
Uganda Commissions, Murua, Uganda.
And that brings us to the end of our weekly news roundup edition of the UBC Lunchtime News. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and do remember to stay tuned on UBC for more programming coming your way.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Like water, medical and stuff. And the churches